Hi everyone, it's Lori-Lynn. I am the High Priestess Oracle, and thank you for coming to my channel again today. I am so excited to be back and to be doing this because it is my passion. And I just want to share a little bit of a story because I just remembered this yesterday. But back quite a few months ago, I was walking through the store, and whoever I was walking with, I turned to them and I said to them, "This year is the color orange." And I said, it's going to be a sea of orange. And she said to me, "What does that mean?" And I said, "I don't know, things just come out of my mouth and I just trust what they say." And in Canada, it has turned out to be, say, a dark place in our history, and one of which I did commemorate yesterday. Because I am Métis. My grandmother was a native, an Aboriginal, and it's actually had me to realize a whole different, I'm going to say, awareness on my upbringing, my childhood. So that's what I'm going to say about that, and just say blessings, Miigwech, and much love to you all out there. And it's just been a really tough ride for the last while. Anyhow, today is going to be a twin flame relationship, or soulmate, however you look at it, just partner relationship, and is coming from a place of the other side. And what blockages are they experiencing that's holding back this relationship? And that's just going to help you to understand their side a little bit, whether you're in union or you're not in union. But it's just going to bring, hopefully, a little bit of clarity to see where you're at. There's so many levels right now with relationships, and some relationships are just starting and they're, really in a great place. But when you're, spending the last year has been very tough for, the entire world with COVID. And so there are just maybe some new situations or experiences that might require clarity. So I'm going to do it the natural way that I do it, but from the partner's perspective, what is blocking them, and that can help you to move forward. So I have 3 piles, and the first pile is Red Jasper, and it's coming with the number 12. And so the number 12 is a master number, but it's also when you put 1 and 2 together, becomes a 3, obviously. But 3 is all about a coming together of all, of combining, typically it's mind, body, spirit, but it can be a new realization within. But at the root of that comes a grounding. So your person may be in a new place, and so that would be for pile number 1. And pile number 2 is this, I don't know what this is, it looks like a miniature bowling ball, but it's a sphere. I don't even know where it came from, but it's here. Not rhymes, and I like that. But the colors are actually quite beautiful, and if you saw my home, you'd see that this is pretty much the color everywhere within this house. And that comes with the number 7. And if you watch my channel, you know that 7 is the number of knowledge. So with these 2 colors of this green, it's really coming to, this is a knowledge. 7's about knowledge. So this person is experiencing, I'm seeing the world. I'm seeing actually a lot within this ball. Isn't that crazy? It can be. But it's experiencing the world, seeing things in a different manner, in a different way. So their growth is right now through experiencing. Okay, so they're learning as we go about. And so that's pile number 2. And pile number 3, I believe, is a Jasper as well. And this is I could read rocks, and it comes with the number 2. and 2 is the number of unity. And so again, okay, this Jasper here is saying that this relationship needs to be grounded and through spirit. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but you need to be connected. Like there's whatever's missing from the relationship, but you do have stability. You just need to ground yourself with spirit. Okay, so there's pile number 1, red jasper. Pile number 2, the sphere, and pile number 3 would be the jaded jasper. And so if you want to put it on pause and pick a pile, that would be just fine. And I'll move these aside, and we will start with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. It's Lori-Lynn. And thank you for being here. As I said, this is the beginning of this is about grounding, and this person is in a process of grounding to find their unity. It's almost as though they're out there discovering new things. It's like I think they've been through a process, because how I see them in my visual is that they're almost jumping for joy, jumping for joy, jumping for joy. So something's changed about the relationship. And it's interesting because I'm saying jumping for joy, yet I'm saying grounding. But I think they're back to grounding themselves in happiness, if that makes sense. It may have been that they may have not experienced this sort of joy of, a coming together. It seems to be that, they've done things to either please other people or for other people, and right now they've really tried to ground themselves in the fact that this is their life. And although they can still assist others, they can help others, they can do all of these things, it's really important to remember not forget ourselves. And so I'm not going to roll these, because I think this is what it's about. So the first rule that came up is the balancing, and that is really truly what they're doing. And the second die was the heart. And so this relationship is very they just said this relationship is very new, because I think that there's new aspects rather than one side. Twin flames, they talk about the push and pull and the runner and the chaser, and this relationship is about to be grounded in stability. And so where the scales, but if you notice, the scales are always at the top is that spiritual connection. And I believe that that's what this relationship needs to be grounded in. It's going to be it's a relationship that is meant to be. And I think they've come to a new realization of that, where they tried to run and hide from it as much as possible. But Spirit just going on and on. They really want to come forth with a sense of pride, a sense of ownership, of knowing it's of their accomplishments. So what I'm hearing is that they didn't, I'm not going to say they didn't believe in themselves, because I think that they did believe in themselves. However, they didn't showcase that, if that makes sense. Like they always knew what they wanted, where they wanted to be, where they were going, but they put everybody else ahead of them because, and I think it was out of fear, because they really didn't grab onto that which they knew they were. So that's where they needed to come back and ground and realize that, you know what, I do need to fulfill a certain commitment that I know is true and real. So what's also happening? What are they suppressing? What are they holding back on? And the card, sorry to say this, the card is of, it's the Seven of Swords. And that really is much about, I always say it's the card of deceit. And where they, okay, for some people, this may have been a, and it may not have been a true relationship, a third-party relationship. I'm not going to say that, but I think that they were unsure, that they didn't know, they didn't know how to deal with the connection with you. And so they, you know, made some choices that were really not that good. And yet, what they're seeing now is no matter what, somehow, somewhere, you really stood by them. And so what they're suppressing is that honesty. And at this point, what they're doing is they're turning around and taking a look at what had transpired and knowing that there was choices made or decisions made, conscious ones, but we all do it from the place of where we're at, from everything we've learned up till this exact place and time. And so what this person's learned as they look back is the person that's been there the most, the person that has provided the most support and stability has been you. And so realizing that has changed them so much. And the next two cards that come up of balance, very interesting because they're both pages, and it's the Page of Cups and it's balanced by the Page of Pentacles. So this person really wants to come forward and offer. All of these are about offering. So they want to come forward with offering. And because they really have not experienced this depth or this level of a relationship, you know, because they turned and ran from it, because they didn't want to deal with it, they don't quite know how to do that. So, you know, if it's a relationship that's gone through a separation or a relationship that is going to be renewed, they're a little, not hesitant, but hesitant. What I'm, there is that they're just going to do it. So they want to offer their love. And the Page of Cups is so passionate. And they're a little bit, oh God, the word cocky just said to me, they're a little bit, you know, but not a lot, because they're very loyal also. And the Page of Pentacles, what they were waiting for was to be able to understand their self-worth, or what they are waiting for is to understand their self-worth so they can present that as well. So there's a two-way presentation of what's wanted, what they want to do, what they want to showcase. So they are going to, they're trying to balance that out. And they will, because we did get the number 12 and the grounding. So they need to ground in their commitment to their selves and the journey and to the love that they're feeling right now. So the next card, wow. The next card that comes out is the card of meditation. And it is the Nine of Cups. And I'm getting such a feeling of this joy and happiness. This whole realization is that where they may have even thought that they weren't good enough, or, you know, they didn't have all those offerings, which, you know, made the crazy decisions that transpired within this relationship. Now they're sitting in a complete confidence. So moving up, what they have to visualize is what they're working on right at this moment is to see that, you know, and it's almost like if you build it, they will come. So, you know, you have to clearly see that vision. And that's what they're being asked to do, what they're being led to do, to grow in confidence, so that they can come forward with these offers in that confidence that they really, really, truly want to bring. So the next three cards are the body, mind, and heart. And the first card is in the position of the body. And so what are their feelings experiencing? So it's the Five of Wands again. It's the Five of Wands. Sorry, not again. And the Five of Wands, I really see as about a battle, and that's within their body. So they really are working hard on this, hard on being able to ground themselves, understanding that really what they're battling are their own inner awarenesses, their own inner, thoughts. And because this feeling's so raw, and it's actually a very natural feeling when you are that committed or that much in love, but it's new to them. And it may have been something in the past, they may have been, hurt, and that's where they're coming from, and they don't ever want to deal with that again. But as they come to realize that this is almost greater than they are, they have to go back and realize that they're really fighting with themselves, with their own, past, and they need to let the, I'm going to change them, the swords down, and start taking actions in a thoughtful, mindful way. So I said the swords because of this card and the Five of Swords that he's running away with. And so he's got to put those down and start taking action. So he's thinking on this. Well, let's see what he's thinking. So it's just his body is going through different emotions, and he's trying to process. He needs to ground himself, or ground those emotions. That's the work that has to be done. So the next card, whoa, in the position of their mind is this is the Four of Wands, and that's their thoughts. They really, truly do want this connection to be, well, there's victory. That's all I see in this card is victory, victorious. This card is the twin flame card in many, for many readers, but and it's not, sorry, I didn't mean it's not. What I'm going to say is that behind them, there's this solid. So what they want are trying to reproduce in their thoughts and their minds, is they can see this relationship, but they want to provide the stablest background, or the stablest security. So that's why they want to be so balanced in this love, and the balanced in I want to say money, but it's not money, but that would be stability. They just want this foundation to be a strong unity. And it's almost like they're saying it's either all the way in or there's nothing. So they are preparing themselves for all the way in. And the card, wow, this is crazy, pile number one. Wow. So the card of the heart is the King of Cups. This person loves you. Now, they're holding, it's very odd what I depict when I see some of the cards. The first thing, within their heart, there's been a lot of jealousy on their side. But the jealousy is not the kind of jealousy of other people. What the jealousy is of what other people have had, is that's what they want. And they know they need to step their foot into the water, and they're ready to speak their truth and present with honesty in their heart, the heart of hearts. They know this, and they will. But this person also, whether you know it or not, you probably, whether you know it or not, but they watch you. They watch you from behind the scenes. They could watch you on, say Facebook or whatever platforms that you may be on, or they may drive by, or whatever it is, but they have their eye on you. You know how you look to the, I'm trying to do it. This is what I'm seeing, is them looking to the side. So they do have their eye on you. And their heart wants what their heart wants. Once this is all grounded, they will be able to present as that love. They want to be that greatest love that you've ever had experienced. That's their wish, their dream. Oh, and true to words is the final card is the Three of Pentacles, which is the foundation, stability, all of that. That is what is wanting, is building that foundation, and it's building a foundation that is based on all of the values and all of the morals, all of the everything that they want to present to you. That's what this is based on, a stable, solid foundation. Okay, so that's this part of the reading. I'm going to get a few cards from the Romance Angel. This card has to come up. Whoa! Oh, goodness. Okay, thank you. From the Romance Angel cards. All right, so the first card that comes up is passion. We talked about this passion. This person has a tremendous amount of passion for you. What I keep saying is they're just, or hearing and seeing, is that they just, they dream of you. They fantasize about you. They want this so much. They just need to allow their heart, their soul, to sing with joy, to be that happiness that they want. They need to allow that. But instead, what they did was, it's the card of deception. And that was the first card that came out as well, is that, so they hid their true feelings. This almost seems as though both sides may have as well. You know, because they are, this is what I'm going to say about you. The other side is that you almost know this. So I believe at some point you're taunting, but you're not following through. This card is what this is about. There's not been a follow through. Nothing about follow throughs. So it's time to take those masks off to follow through. The final card with the Romance Angel cards is the card of children. And what's so important about this is I believe that this card represents where your inner child on both sides, but as children you may have met, or you may have first met, but there was a reintroduction, or I'm getting like a length of time, and that's the length of time. But in that length of time, there's a possibility also that there are children involved at some point, or this person wants to have a family with you. But I think it's more what I am getting from Spirit. They keep saying, no, 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 no. What this is that understanding. It was like perhaps the very moment that you met, you recognized one another, but you may have been too young and not understood. Well, that person's a little bit still in that spot. But then when you reconnected many, many years later, that knowing became so strong. Now, again, they just feared it so much. So it's going back and understanding. And so we have to go down to the depths of our childhoods and to understand how, or they do, to ground themselves, to understand that you have to go through certain lessons in your life. You have to. Otherwise you come back and you have to do them again. And so there's a sense of it's kind of not related to the card, but they keep saying is that from the time this person met you, they knew that they wanted to take care of you. And that might trigger for a few people. It would trigger me. You know, I can take care of myself, but it's not in that sense. But they do. They want to protect you. They want to take care of you. They want to, you know, coddle. I don't know if that's the right word. Cuddle with you. You know, this very happy, playful energy, and that's what it's going back to the groundedness, the rootedness in that, you know, happiness, that's that joy that they first felt. And so the next cards are just messages. What would they say to you if they had the opportunity? Very interesting. Again, it's a 5. And the 5 is a number of courage. Okay, so, and the card is, if I follow you, I could lose everything. And that's because they haven't grounded themselves and don't understand that they're not going to. They'll only lose everything if they believe they're going to lose everything, because you'll start pushing things away. And the more they see that, the more they'll understand that then they're losing themselves. So if they follow you, they'll find themselves again. They'll understand, they'll know themselves, what's meant to be true. And that, man, people around them want them to be happy. There may be, and there always are, there are people that want to sabotage, always. But people that are true, they want you to be happy. And so they have to realize that. Second card is, I think so, yep. And so they know it. They also know that there has been, that they've dropped the ball. They know that. They're aware of it. And that goes back to the grounding and the whole renewing. And so the next card, oh, they're waiting for you. So if there has been some sort of, say, non-communication, and I'm not saying you need to do something huge, they're waiting for a sign, some sort of sign. So whatever that sign may be, I can't even say what Spirit just says to me, because I know this is, they're always marked as not for children, but they said they need to grow some balls. And really to, you know, waiting for the okay sign. Well, that's not always how life works. They need to ground themselves, look back in their experiences, and see that victories are gained through saying yes, by making movements, by taking chances. Those are the greatest experiences that we ever have, because we've earned that. We've put ourselves out there. So they need to understand that, to realize that you can drop a bone. Oh God. But they need to make the move. That's what is. They need to step outside of their comfort zone. Easy enough. So this, I believe this is the final card. I just need to, I'm going to shuffle one more though. You are my everything. And that's the 10 of Hearts card, I do believe. But you are my everything. You're my everything. You're my all. It's also a 1, which is new beginnings. And so they're realizing that they're saying, they're saving. They're seeing that now. So in seeing that, they're going to understand that you're better together, and they will have the confidence to make the effort to move forward with this relationship. And the final card is, I know you from somewhere. And this is the 6 of, I don't think it's the 6 of Cups. It's the 6 of, I can't remember. Sorry. They're in the rowboat. They're moving forward. They're moving towards. What the card, well, also could be if it's a Six of Cups, that's to do with nostalgia and to do with, past. And the thing is, I do believe, sorry, I'm babbling on. I apologize for that. It's just what my mind does. And in there, you might have caught something that you needed to hear. So I know you from somewhere. What that message is saying is they're coming to that understanding, that clear and beautiful understanding that they do know you. You are what balances them. You are their one and only true love. True love. They need to step up and be that person that they know they can be, that person that they want more than anything, this unity that they want, this clarity if they want. They need to step up. So I hope that that helped you a little bit, that you got some clarity within the relationship. If you like my reading, please, or messages, please subscribe, like, and share, because that greatly helps me. Okay, now pile number 2 with this incredible sphere. So, oh gosh, you know what? It's so interesting with that is that, and it comes with the knowledge as well, is that I would love so much to just read this, because I see so much in this card. There is, in this card, it's not a card, it's a sphere. There's a heart, and they're going through a transition, and this transition, and that's the knowledge, the 7 of knowledge, but they're going through a transition, and it's almost from hiding into speaking their truth. And so I have to roll these. I did with the other pile. Magically, wholeness, 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 and pride. Okay, so this would be the lion right there, and wholeness. I think that you may have hurt their pride. They have a wounded heart. That's what I can say, first and foremost. So this is the wounded heart pile. So that doesn't resonate with you, then pass on by, or maybe there's still messages that you need to hear from within this, but that's what I'm getting, and they need to gain knowledge to become more confident. So what are they suppressing? Wow, ego card that comes up is the Devil card. Huge lessons for this person. Huge tough lessons, I'm going to say. That the card of the Devil and the possession of what you're suppressing are feelings, emotions, clarity. They're just not seeing. They're very much afraid to be tied into a relationship, tied up, and that's where they're sitting, is in fear at this point. That's what they're resisting, is to release that fear, release the, what's going on inside of them, that their idea that a relationship is going to chain them up and tie them down, and they're never going to, whatever is in their, I'm going to say, silly head. But they do know there's a passion within this relationship. So what's going to balance these two? Oh, goodness. These two are the 5 of Wands, balanced by, it's funny because I actually used these two as a description in the last reading, by the 7 of Swords. And so here's the thing, is that what's going to balance this person, what they most need to see at this point to bring them this guidance to get out of that, is that, this side of them that may have been hurt, they have to look back and see their role and their responsibility in those past relationships, where they have just, you know, Spirit just said it's there's a sense also that they got away with it. And I what I mean by that is that I'm going to carry these because I'm not going to get hurt again, so I'm in the better position. Yet, the card of the Five of Wands is saying, you're fighting those demons in your head. That's what they need to realize, is that the person that they're hurting the most is themselves. And, you know, it's not like, hey, I got away with, you know, like, I really think there's a sense that this person believes that, you know, being tied down is what is so frightening. And they have to see it's that inner past. There's really a sense of, it's almost them needing to say, stop, just back away. And it's back away from that which is not serving them. And these are child, I can give ages between 10 and 14. And it could be all of those, but 10 and 14. Those, they have to realize, like, what happened then, or who. And since that time, what they've done is they've been in situations that, okay, there's a possibility that this person, when they were a child, between those ages, that's a guesstimate, that their parents may have split up or separated. And so from then, they just said, well, that's not going to happen to me. Basically, that's why this devil card, the ego, is so important. They, you know, say, no, it's not going to happen to me. Never happened to me, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to, you know, run away with this. I'm not going to get hurt. So what they did, how the whole cycle, I'm going to say the whole cycle of life works, but what we learn most between the ages of 1 and 6. That's when we learn how people treat us. And from the next ages, what we learn are, we take those lessons of how people treat us, and we implement those as we go into school. We have friends, like, you know, relationships, all of these things, and we, you know, bring that into our lives. So from that experience as a child, they went forth going, I'm not going to let that happen to me. And then people that they met, as they, you know, got to marrying ages, they were very much involved with people that either fought within their marriages, that were not happy within their, even relationships. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It could have been a partnership, whatever that is. So they think that they got away with something. That's, in that sense, is what I'm saying. And to see that, now that's not, it's not bad. They have to see that it's not evil, that it's not bad, that it's not, there's a word, it's begins with a D, it's not good for them anyways, that it's just not the right thing, because they don't want that. If you understand, or because they're in this knowledge journey, understanding life and all experiences, even if it's the same experience, even if you went back and experienced something differently, is going to be different. Because if you went now back with what you knew then, it just is not the same. That's why we go forward, not backwards, because we're continually learning. So the card in the meditation state, wow, it's another 5. So this is really about, oh my God. This is sort of making me laugh, because the words that Spirit's throwing at me, this one was pompous ass. And again, this is this idea that, you know, sorry, I should show you the card, the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords really, and that's 2 5s now. And I believe, well, so then the Devil card is, 25, so that's a lot of fives. There's a lot of courage that needs to be going on. That's all I'm seeing is fives, and yet there's the 7. So the knowledge lies in this card right here, which is the looking back and going, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. So through the meditation or through their thought process, you know, they need to see that, you know, see their role and look at the people that may have been their mentors, so to speak, or their friends, how, you know, they weren't winners because they're, you know, never gonna, you know, get into a relationship because all relationships are horrid, because all they see is this sadness in others. So they're smug as a bug in rug. So what they have to do is realize that see these people in a different light. If they open their eyes fully, they would see that these other people are not happy. Oh, these other people are not or as happy as they had thought. So that's the knowledge gained. So the next 3 cards are the heart. I think your heart's here. I can't remember where your heart is. Your heart, your noggin, and no, it's not. Sorry, your body, your noggin, and your heart. And the card in regards to the body is, go back to the devil card, is they know this relationship right now, taboo. I didn't begin with the D. Sorry, taboo. They really believe that, you know, the relation, like any relationship's taboo. So don't take it that part personally. And I'm saying that because they do feel this. They do. Their body knows. And they've known. It's like they've searched for you forever. And then they find you. And you may have met. There is a grand possibility that you met long ago, which was that part is similar to the last message, but you met long ago as children. And at that point, I believe that they did know this and did understand that, but that because when they were younger, that feeling was so powerful. And then all of the messages or the lessons, experiences, that challenges that they had brought them to this place after thinking it was taboo and bad. It's way better off being alone than it is being in a relationship. Yet they know this relationship is one that is secure and built on happiness and joy and a commitment from your soul. And the next card is the card of the noggin, the thinker. Wow. And so they need to take some time out. They really may have, it's a possibility, a grand possibility. Thank you. That's my spirit guide. Thank you. It's a grand possibility, and it's the card of the hermit, and that's going back, and actually it's like, this isn't, you know, with your head, you know, your thinker, your noggin, your brain. They're throwing all these words at me. It's like a light has to snap on, that they have to see. So they may have gone into a period of separation, of ghosting, of lack of all of these things, because they needed to find their own light. They need to shed light on. They need to shed awareness on. They need to see things differently. This is a major arcana card. So the first card was the devil card, which is the major arcana card, and then that's aligned with the hermit. So how to sabotaging, you know, they just see that light is going to go on, that seeing that they're the ones that have sabotaged, and understanding why, because it's not just knowing, which is knowledge. The next step is divine wisdom, which is wisdom. So right now they're on the path of knowing, of understanding, of re-understanding. So the card, sorry, the card in position of this spoiled little boy is the 4 of Cups. And this is in the position of your heart again. And, you know, I'm just getting so many pictures of, you know, all the things, the words that Spirit keeps, you know, challenging me with are, you know, spoiled, like just stubborn. And I don't know if that's what they're like throughout their lives, but within this relationship they are. And they're looking at those past things that they know, their past awareness, but they need to, you know, see it with a light. Interesting. That's not what it's about, because you'll see this is a spiritual connection, and that's what their heart knows. So once they shed light on that, their heart will know, and they can move forward and you know, with a response, with a commitment. Okay, so the final card, wow, perfect. Okay, the final card is the 8 of Swords, which sums up everything that's been going on with this dude. Is that all of their troubles, all of their woes are from themselves. They don't realize that they are stronger than they know, stronger than they believe, that they can make a commitment, that they can move forward, that they can untie themselves, they can unchain themselves, they can take the blinders off, they can, you know, walk. There's a pathway through those swords, and if you see up the swords is a castle. So they need to go back to ground zero. Thank you, ground zero, to take the blinders on so that they can turn around and see that the swords are not theirs to own, and they've picked up other people's swords, and that's what's holding them back. Okay, so that's for the tarot part of the reading. And the next part are messages from the Romance Angel deck. I need to have this one. And the first card is, oh God, Flirt. Okay, actually, I honestly believe that is them. I believe that this person probably impulsively does flirt with you, but that terrifies the heck out of them, because they do it, or they did it. You may not have seen them for a while. They were doing it in a very imbecilic, it's a French word, as an imbecile. They were doing it in a very immature manner, because that's out of their fear. And so they're going to, when you actually see them, there's going to be a new potential to that flirtation because of the knowledge gained, because of the new awarenesses. And so it's to be lighthearted. You may be angry with them, and that's justified. But we all need to walk in another's shoes. And so anyways, there will be a new sort of flirtation, and that may catch you off guard. This knowledge should help you out. The next card that comes up, oh gosh, it's all about playfulness. That's what they really want to be able to do. So they try to be lighthearted, they try to be playful, and they try to recapture that innocence. And to acknowledge that innocent spirit, that innocence is really heartwarming, and perhaps more people need to be like that. And Spirit just said that there's been a lot of responsibility placed on them, and responsibility that I think that no child should have to endure. And so now they're learning how to be more playful. I don't think they were taught that within a relationship. So, you know, the flirtiness is going to turn to a playfulness, and to recapture that sense of romance and love. Oh, and know that, beautifully done, is that this relationship is worth waiting for. And so into that presence. Oh my gosh. Into that presence they will come. Wow. This is divinely timed that both parties needed to experience lessons, okay? A lot of lessons. They needed to gain wisdom, knowledge on, you know, their past, where they are, how they got to here. And so in order for the relationship to move forward into that speaking part of that, is that they need to, and it's like rid themselves of, you know, I'm going to say it's not really negativity, but it's negativity within relationships. It's that denial, I would say. It's that that sense that of non-understanding that what other people experience doesn't mean that's what they're going to experience. And the next card, I would say, is the final card, is the card. It's going to happen very soon. So you are going to come into contact with this person very soon. Now, I'm also going to say, as saying this, because there's so much deep emotions with that which was, you know, it was almost like a ritual with them that, you know, wanted to just stay away because that's, you know, so much fear based. It might be a surprise to you. And when it does happen, because there's going to be some stages, and that's, like I said, it's flirtation, playfulness, because this is all new. And then it is worth waiting for. So, you know, take a few steps back, even when that comes up, but not in a playful manner. How about that? In a manner of non-rejected. Oh, there's also a sense that this person has been rejected in their past. This may have been a mother figure. So I'm getting that sense again, divorce or separation or just fighting around them, you know. So maybe it wasn't their parents, maybe it was their friends, but that I'm getting a sense of that. Anyways, so they are coming to know this, and so now we're going to do the tarot, the Hermit Tarot messages. What would this person say to you if they could talk to you right now? And the first message, is you are right. And I'm, oh my God, you are right. And so I'm going to say the next one is love is the answer. And I think that you may have been trying to teach them this lesson for a very long time, but they haven't truly understood it till now. And understanding it, they're acknowledging that you were right. And it's not to be arrogant about it. It's not to be, but it's about being patient and compassionate and empathetic and loving and kind because of the past journey, and seeing that the way to their heart is through love, and they understand this now. And here's very interesting. This would be, I'm going to say right now it's the Fool card, but it's would be the Magician. It's number 1. The Fool is number 0. The Magician. And so I am manifesting you. And Spirit's saying there's no higher way to create than through manifestation. And that's because when we're manifesting, we have learned so much, but we've learned to step outside of the ego. We've learned to step inside of our hearts. We've learned to speak our truth. We've learned to acknowledge. We've learned to follow our guides, our path, our journey. And so they are or will be. I think they are working on it. Don't go there. They are working on it, and it's worth waiting for. And when it's meant to happen, it's meant to, it will take place. Okay. So if you liked our, I hope I helped you with anything you needed to know within this pile. And if you like the reading, please like it, subscribe, and comment. Please, comments. I like comments. And so pile number 3, which was the other red, I believe it is. Like, someone can tell me I'm wrong, but that's okay. So this is where really a solid foundation, or foundation, is what's... Oh, sorry. I'm going to actually change that, because I actually believe that, I mean, I will say the foundation is needs to be solidified. Maybe there needs to be an engagement happening. But I was also getting a message that, oh gosh, I just lost it. Sorry, I'm sorry, I apologize. I just, when they give me sometimes too many messages. So this is a union. So whether or not the union is together, this is about, what I'm seeing is that this is, I can only describe what I'm seeing, is that there's the other person, and then there's you, and it's, you're connected through this is vibrational energy, and taking that into control, into bringing into awareness what it is that you truly want, and stabilizing the foundations of the relationship, coming together. I just think that this is a relationship that's moving forward, that may be moving forward quickly. And so as things go along, it's seeing things from so many different angles, from so many different ways. And I'm thinking this reading so far sounds confusing, and I apologize. Again, this is about a connection, the connecting, coming together. And, you know, what would be standing in the way is I don't think there's anything standing in the way, to be honest. I think that the coming together is, this person has now reached a stage. Sorry, the other card at the coming together was the card of the lion, and lion often represents pride, but can also represent strength. And I think that this person has now gained that strength, that swag, that what was necessary for them to, you know, recommit. So it may be a recommitment of, you know, if you're, you know, if you are not together, if you're together, but there's a reunification within this relationship. So what is this person, you know, holding back, or what is holding this person back? What are they not seeing the most? And that is the Queen of Wands. It's like when you're a two-year-old and you play peekaboo, and if I can't see you, you can't see me. That's what this is holding this person back from, is that they're really pretending. They see you, they know you, they acknowledge that, but they, in the past, they really have, holy shenanigans, they really have hidden away from the fact that it's almost that they distrusted the potential. That's what was sabotaging it. It was like, because I've never noticed the black cat in there. Not that black cats mean that, but I think that there was a distrust. It might have been a disloyalty in some aspects as well. But they just could not or in that state of not really being sure. And so they had to learn to trust that you are the one. That's the song that they just sent me. And the two cards that balance are the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles. So there is so much happening within here, and that's understanding that the Wheel of Fortune is all about a wheel of fortune, about you know, unity, about bringing together. It's about experiencing everything. It's about making new choices. It's about being strong. It's about being proud. It's about, like, it's almost like there's so much ahead of you, so much to experience. And they're afraid of that because they, you know, sort of turned away, but they're opening up to seeing that there is potential within this relationship. And that's the Nine of Pentacles. You know, it's like a, I am actually, what I'm getting from this is that they have, it's similar to the manifestation card, that they have willed you, they brought you into, or that's what they want. So understanding there's so much available, there's so much more seen, so much more from this relationship than what within their lives. It's not just one. Sorry, that's what Spirit just said. So there is a lot in front of them, but I think they're focused. They were focused on one aspect without seeing the other aspects. And so that balance that comes, that's being provided, is understanding that there's more than one side to the story. There is more than one side to the story. There are very many levels, and getting that are many decisions that, you know, they get to make this choice. There's more than, it's not just about money. It's not just about being happy. It's not just about other people. It's about so much more. And so they're coming to see that, so they can see it as being a fortunate experience, event, and that they can bring that love, as well as they can bring that stability, they can bring that communication, they can bring it all, because they have grown those seeds, and or they planted the seeds, and the seeds are ripe enough to now, they've done the work. It's time to move forward. That's plain and simple, okay? Because the Two of Pentacles is what they're, the meditation card is. And the Two of Pentacles is about balance. And it's about, you know, bringing things back. It's about grounding ourselves. And this goes back to this, what I was saying, and it's kind of a similar message, is that this is a union that is coming towards one another, and they've had so much growth forward. There's a lot of emotion also that they need to, I'm going to say, understand with a little bit. But where a lot of relationships are too much emotional feelings, this person almost has a lack of emotion, if that makes sense. Because they've, you know, sometimes they've hidden those down because they were scared of that commitment. And so, you know, they chose to be more cool, more calm, more, you know, nonchalant about it. And it's, you know what, they're in the process of making a new commitment into putting the work into the relationship that it deserves. That's what they didn't see due to the fear, but they can see that. They're beginning to see that now. And so to get, you know, it's almost been, they've been on a bit of a emotional roller coaster. You as well, but not as much, which may seem odd, but they've been on an emotional roller coaster, but now they're coming down, they're getting it, and they're ready to release all of those past ideas or thoughts of there has to be a certain value attached to the relationship. The relationship just needs to be. It just needs to be. And when they see that, relationship is all about, it's a lifetime commitment. So, well, oh, this is exactly what I was seeing. Okay, so the next three cards that come up are the cards of the body, mind, and spirit, and the body. And so this is the Six of Swords, and that's moving forward with pride. So there is movement on their side. Their body understands. They're adjusting to now making those decisions. They've seen that they're ready. They know that they're ready. They know what they want, and so they can move forward with pride. With that's that pride I'm talking about. It's not a bad pride. This is a good pride, one that they never had, which created that lack of emotional response. And so now they had that, and so they just want to come together. They want to, I keep doing that with the arrows. They want to be together. They want to, oh gosh, to be your partner, to be that one which you, for many, have a family with. They just want to be with you, and they know that, and they are now going to take steps. Wow, they're going to move forward with this sense of confidence, almost blinded by the, I'm not going to say the past, but when you're walking on steps, and then there's a space in between, so it's like they can now just move over that because they have the confidence that they can take those steps. If that makes sense, that's what they're doing. That they're not going to step in the hole. They're going to make it to the next. It's not even has to be a big gap. That's what they're going to do, that they can take those steps with confidence towards you and towards the life that they want. So this Wheel of Fortune that they know that they want, that they know is true, they know they can have. Next card in the position, this is too funny, in the position of their mind, and we talked about this already because it's the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is about building, not building. Pentacles is working, working hard, but planting the seeds. It's doing that. And so I talked about, they planted the seeds in their head. They're planting in their mind. They're planting seeds as they're getting ready, preparing themselves. What they don't realize is they don't have to do all this preparing. They just have to be who they are. This is so much, about Pentacles and about their worthiness, their sense of self-worth. They want to come forward, with pride, in confidence, with confidence, to be unified and seeing that better together as one. That's actually, that's the biggest message in this whole entire reading. Okay, the card in the position of the heart is the card of the, I think it's Eight of Swords. Yep, it's the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, this is the heart. Okay, in this relationship, what they haven't understood, because I believe that they wanted to build this great foundation, or they wanted to build, and it had to do with monetary value, and whatever respect that means. I think they know that in their mind, or understand that. So they're trying to build. In the meantime, they have some unsurety about you, and sorry, Spirit just said, and they want to come save you. They want to come get you. They want to see that they perhaps pushed you away somewhat because they feared the commitment. They, you know, their heart is really honestly wanting to, you know, break through, and they want to come down and they want to start making new decisions together, because together is stronger. Okay, so the final card is with the tarot. Oh, I'll just take one that popped out. It might be better. Whoa! Is the card of the world. Love it. Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, and now we have the World. So, you know what? Really, this is a divine, spiritual, incredible, unique, very unique connection. One that is based on all of the elements of all of the compartments that together create, oh my gosh, if you look at the bottom, there is that pride, that confidence, because it's not, and that, you know, being stubborn. And there's also the eagle that's being able to see different viewpoints, that's being able to see a higher perspective. And they just want to be your everything. That's, you know, so much of it. And I'm not sure if that's because they've, you know, really done something, but they just want to be your everything. And they do know that together is stronger. And so now the next part of the reading is the romance messages from the Romance Angel deck. And the first card is of unrequited love. Oh my gosh, Spirit just said that they don't realize that they pushed you away. They don't. That their actions, what they did, they don't understand that that's what pushed you away. And that's not where they want to be. That's not where they want to go. And so you may have pushed back and said, forget it. You know, I'm done. And so now with, you know, all of this of understanding this union, like you two are so, you know, grasped together, can't say it. There is so much attraction and so much chemistry, and that really, you know, they did not understand in the beginning, but are completely, it just, you know, they have to just process it and just come to terms. What a weird way of putting it. Come to terms with it and start taking action together with confidence. The next card that comes is religious factors. Now this could be religious or spiritual. I think that they put you on a pedestal, and this may be what this is about. This is what's, you know, binding, is that there is that possibility that there are, you know, either religious factors or spirituals. They may not believe that you're on the same level, that you that they deserve you. I don't know. Because I don't believe in that sort of thing at all. That you're out of their league, but they have to realize, you know, they do have this, just, they see you as this Queen of Wands. That's what they see, but that just so scares them. That, you know, how could you want them? And this connection is divinely inspired. And the card is let go of control issues. And it's divinely guided, and it's divinely inspired. And so no matter what happens, on either side, I'm going to say, unless something, you know, no matter what happens, this relationship is meant to be this. Just let it go. You know, stop trying to make things work, make things happen. They are trying to, okay, the other part of that is trying to, you know, control themselves, control their, they just need to allow and just to be. be themselves, be who they are, rather than controlling all of that, being something that they think that you want or need, which they don't realize that it's just love. That's all that you want, is to be connected, to be. And this was a message I got from before, when I first put this up. There's creation. I think that was what I said before. There's about seeing how the creation of this relationship, the magnetic attraction, that no matter what happens, you're still going to get pulled together. And that's the law of attraction. So the messages from the Hermit Tarot, which are the messages from what they would say to you if they could. Yes. Do they want this relationship? Yes, they do. And then they get confused. So there is, a little bit of confusion. Is, do you even see me that way? And the answer, is in their own thought process, in their own, they have built this. They have to see what they created, how they created the sense of a separation, that there really isn't a separation, but they created that sense of separation. And so they need you to know that they are absolutely in love with you. That's similar to the Six of Swords, Six of Cups. The Six is that absolute divine love, and they are absolutely in love with you. They know that. They can't acknowledge it. It's making those steps forward. Ooh, they also want you to know that they imagine you naked. And it's an interesting way to, kind of end the reading, but they do, I think that goes along with this, is seeing that, that am I worthy of somebody, such as you? And, maybe they've heard that before, along the way. And we do what we hear, what we experience, we, bring into our lives. And on the one side, that they know that you are meant to be, they need that confidence, or they are growing in confidence. There's no question. That's what this is all about, to understand that commitment, that connection together, that very first in the beginning, that unity, infinite unity, that coupleship. That's a very interesting word. So that's your reading for pile 3. I thank you very much. Namaste. Much love. I hope that brought a little bit of clarity into the relationship. And if you like the video, please like it, subscribe, and tune in. And if you have any comments or messages, let me know. I'm open to doing whatever kind of message anybody's interested, mostly anybody's interested in. That's just what Spirit says. Spirit says they love you very much, and have an incredible day. Bye.